The mirror within. I was born into a family where everything had been decided for me. My father was a well-known doctor, my mother a respected university lecturer, and my older brother worked at an international bank. Since I was a child, it was clear I would become a doctor, just like my father. I didn't hate medicine, but I didn't love it either. Every time I held those thick biology textbooks, I felt like I was trapped in a maze I didn't want to be in. But when I painted or wrote a few lines of poetry, my heart would light up. I knew who I really was, but I was afraid of disappointing my family, afraid of becoming the black sheep. So I kept pretending, living as a carefully programmed version of who they wanted me to be. Until one day, everything changed. When I was 20, I was doing a hospital internship as part of my medical school program. I witnessed an emergency case that failed. The patient was a young girl only 19, hit by a motorbike. Despite all the efforts of the medical team, she didn't make it. I still remember her face covered in blood, her eyes wide open, as if she hadn't finished saying what she wanted to say. That night, I couldn't sleep. I realized then, this wasn't my path. Not because I was weak, but because I couldn't handle the emotional weight of witnessing life and death every day. And a good doctor couldn't let emotions rule them like that. So I applied to take a leave of absence. My father exploded in rage. My mother cried in silence. My brother just shook his head. "You're throwing your life away," he said. I didn't argue. For the first time in my life, I didn't explain. I just packed my things and left. I rented a tiny room in the outskirts of the city, took up odd jobs, working at a cafe, tutoring middle schoolers, drawing art commissions. Every day I wrote in a little notebook. It wasn't a diary, it was filled with story ideas, thoughts, fragments of who I really was. That notebook kept me alive. Some days I couldn't afford a full meal. Some nights were cold with only a thin blanket. There were moments I thought about giving up, returning home, apologizing, and going back to the life I knew. But then I remembered that girl's eyes. I didn't want to live a life where I reached the end with things left unsaid. 2 years later, I was accepted into a creative writing program at an international arts center. For the application, I submitted a short essay titled "The Day I Died Living as Someone Else." I didn't expect much, just wrote it from the heart. And somehow, the heart was heard. At the center, I met other young people like Mitos, once called rebellious or useless just for daring to walk a different path. Every workshop felt like holding a mirror to myself. I wrote more, braver, deeper. I began sharing my real stories about family pressure, hidden dreams, and internal battles. One of my essays was selected for the school's arts magazine. It was called "The Mirror Within." It told the story of a girl born into a flawless image, but who constantly felt lost till she dared to face her fears. That same week, I received an email from my mother. "I read your piece online," she wrote. I cried. "Your father didn't say anything, but he sat in front of our family photo for a long time. There was no apology, none needed." I knew then a bridge was starting to rebuild. At 26, I published my first book, a collection of personal essays called "Things We Never Got to Say." I didn't care if it sold well. I just wanted it to be a mirror for anyone who ever lived a life meant for someone else. I sent the first copy to my parents. That night, I got a phone call from my dad, the first in 6 years. His voice was firm, but softer than I remembered. "I read the whole thing," he said. "I don't understand everything, but I'm proud." I broke down crying like a child. After all those years, my efforts were finally seen. Not through awards or degrees, but through quiet recognition from the man who once doubted me the most. Now, I'm still writing. I'm not rich, I'm not famous, but I'm living the life I chose with these hands and this heart. Sometimes I look back and thank my younger self for not giving up, even when the whole world seemed against her. If you're feeling lost, I just want you to know, be true to yourself even, just a little every day. One day, you'll find your way back to who you are.